Hi, I'm David DeFever of the Lansing Star from Michigan State University. In March 2012, the Lansing School Board of Education voted unanimously to restructure the Lansing School District. In doing so, 4 schools were closed, including Otto Middle School behind me. Board member Peter Spatafor breaks down the format for us.
We got the pre-K through 3 where we're going to focus on the early skills, get them reading at grade level. We got the 4 through 6 to help build on those skills and get them ready for the secondary campuses. And then our 7 through 12 campuses where they start building a community of learning that preps them for college or career. So we really divided the district into 3 distinct learning environments that will be aligned so that one flows right into the other. So you're creating an environment where the students are not just going from building to building, but environment to environment. Which a lot of people look at what we've done and see a restructuring in terms of facilities only, but we didn't do just facilities. If you look at the plan, which many have already now, you're seeing an alignment of curriculum top to bottom with those facilities. So it's not just closing buildings and filling up other ones, it's restructuring the way we deliver education in Lansing School.
It's hard for people to adapt to change, especially in the school environment. Getting familiar with a new school along with adjusting to a different age group are some of the challenges that students may face, but the district has made it easily adaptable for 7th and 8th graders that have now joined the high school buildings. Samson Akropi, Assistant Superintendent of Operations, had this to say about the issue.
I think if there were negative reactions, it was the piece that we put the 7th and 8th graders in the high school. Okay. You know, parents were worried about you know, 11 and 12-year-old kids in the same area as 18-year-old students. And what we did for 7th and 8th graders, we basically, I don't say walled them off, but they had their own separate area, separate lunches, you know, gym classes and all that kind of stuff. And actually we even went so far as they had separate busing.
Bob Cold, spokesperson of the Lansing School District, said there were negative reactions initially, but continued to say that things have gone quite well.
There are many positive outcomes, including older brothers and sisters keeping their eye on their younger brothers and sisters coming up, parents giving us feedback that, in fact, they like, you know, if they drop their kids off, they can just go to one school as opposed to many schools. And it seems to have successfully created an attitude of place for the younger students. They're going to be Eastern Quakers in 7th grade rather than waiting to 9th grade. And, you know, the Vikings are the same way. And so anyway, it seems to have had good response, and the scores seem to be reflective of the change, and the enrollment decline has been greatly reduced.
Speaking of enrollment, the Lansing School District hasn't seen an increase in students in more than a decade. So why aren't people coming to Lansing? Samson Akropi weighs in on the conversation.
I think we have to come to the realization, because of forces that are outside our control, the economic issues, the GM plants downsizing, all those types of things, the core of our student base is no longer there. I also think that I'm encouraged by some of the conversations where we're going to have some regional cooperation with the city and the county and different things, because one of the things that I live in the city of Lansing, I've lived here most of my life, is that there's not a lot of newer housing here. So people tend to, if you're going to, you know, as you get older and you have a family or whatever and you're looking for something different, it's not necessarily, if you want to stay in Lansing, it's very difficult to do that sometimes. So we have to try to give people a reason to want to stay rather than leave. And so not only with the schools, but with the city, and how can we build housing that people want. And so I think it's not as simple as, well, if we change this in the schools, everything will be better. I think it's more, it's a wider thing, and we have to have lots of working relationships.
It may be difficult to keep people in the Lansing area, but the enrollment seems to be decreasing.
The budget was the impetus. It truly was. I mean, if we all had our druthers, we'd operate every single building we used to operate, you know, 25 years ago. But that's not the reality of the situation. We have to be a leader in Lansing School District, and that means figuring out what we need to operate. And I'm not going to, you know, mince words. We also need to build some schools. We have some old school buildings. We need some renovations. We need to take some time and look at what the needs of the community will be in the future for education. first session.
Yeah.
Well, to be fair, we didn't cut art, music, and PE. We eliminated planning time.
Okay.
And with that was the art, music, and PE pull-out classes.
Okay.
So, under the model that a lot of people are used to, it's you go to a art teacher, or a music teacher, or a phys ed teacher for 35, 45 minutes, whatever it is, a couple times a week. And then during that time, your regular teacher, or general ed teacher, is planning. We eliminated planning time. So now the teachers will be in charge of the art, music, and PE instruction. And all teachers in the state of Michigan at the elementary level are certified in all subjects.
Yeah.
So they're still certified teachers and qualified to teach those subjects at the elementary level. So that's what they're going to be doing. And in my opinion, you're going to see a more robust offering, because now, rather than just a few minutes, one class a day, the teachers have the opportunity to infuse the curriculum throughout the day with art, music, physical activity, physical education. So you go from making it something that's sort of special, pulled out, and isolated, or something that they experience all day. It's like saying, well, we're only going to talk about English in an English period. Well, when you're in a classroom, you're doing English language arts skills through everything, story problems and mathematics and science and things like that. So now you layer in the art, music, and PE. You have a better chance of getting more instruction than less instruction. Plus, it has the added benefit of saving us quite a few hours.
Mr. Spatafor continued to say that eliminating planning time gives more flexibility in the day and that students will have more time in front of their teachers. Now, this plan will not go into effect until next year. Now, despite the loss of planning time and enrollment numbers, the district is projected to save $2.2 to $2.5 million due to restructuring.
Utility costs to keep buildings open, grounds costs to do more regular maintenance. I don't know if we still maintain those grounds. We also transportation streamlining, so we consolidate where the students are, so you're not running as many bus routes. There were some staffing reductions, obviously, as many staff to run there aren't there anymore. Yeah. So all of those combinations resulted in some savings.
The Lansing School District has gone through a lot the last few years, and with the new restructuring, 4 more schools have been closed. Otto Middle School, Wainwright Magnet School, Elmhurst Elementary, and Bingham Elementary. Now, despite these closings, the restructuring format has plans for the district to get back on its feet and hope for better days.